Transformation of energy. Basically, this is transforming one form of energy into another form. So, we say change of one form of energy into another form of energy is called transformation of energy. Change of one form of energy into another form of energy is called transformation of energy. Now, what are the two forms of energy we know? Potential energy and kinetic energy. Now, both these energies put together is called mechanical energy. So, under this transformation of energy, we will see an example where how potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy and vice versa. So, let us take a tower wherein there are two cases. One is throwing up a stone, other is dropping the stone. Let's see first a stone is lying on top of the tower and we are dropping the stone. So, stone is falling down. So, what happens when it is lying on top of the tower? It possesses potential energy. Now, when it is falling down, the potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy and ultimately will have only kinetic energy. It means when the stone is at a height of h, potential energy is maximum. When it falls down, the height becomes 0. So, at the ground, h is 0. So, at this point, potential energy is 0. But at the point of h, when the stone is lying on the tower, potential energy is maximum, whereas kinetic energy is 0. So, as it is falling down, the potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. It means kinetic energy keeps increasing. How? Because the velocity keeps increasing in this case. And potential energy keeps decreasing because the height is decreasing. So, here height is decreasing, so potential energy decreases. And here velocity is increasing, so kinetic energy increases. Let us see the case where a stone is thrown up. So, when a stone is thrown up, now when we throw the stone down, when h is 0, the kinetic energy is maximum because it has acquired a velocity, a maximum velocity, and potential energy is 0. So, in this case, kinetic energy is maximum. So, here, when you are throwing the stone up, what happens? It is going with a certain velocity and kinetic energy. So, when the stone is thrown up, its initial kinetic energy keeps on decreasing and becomes 0 when it reaches top because the velocity becomes 0 there. Kinetic energy becomes 0 since velocity is 0 and potential energy will be maximum. Because once it reaches the top and the height is h, at a height h, and potential energy which is measured as mgh when height is maximum, then potential energy also will be maximum. So, as we are throwing the stone up, kinetic energy gradually gets converted into potential energy. As we throw the stone downwards from the height, then potential energy gets gradually converted into kinetic energy. So, this transformation of one type of energy into another type, another form of energy is transformation of energy. From this, we conclude that when a body is released from a height, then the potential energy is gradually transformed into kinetic energy. And when a body is thrown upwards, the kinetic energy is gradually transformed into potential energy. Please note that during this time frame, when it is falling down, then the body possesses both kinetic energy and potential energy. Only thing is that based on what is thrown up or thrown down, and difference in proportion will be there. Let's see some examples. Like a high dive is an example where a person who is in the height, he is diving in the sky. In this position from the ground, he is possessing potential energy. When he is going up, when he is going down, it follows the same principle as we explained about the stone on the tower. Also, we have seen a bird flies from one tower to another tower, let us say. When it is on this tower, sitting on this tower, it possesses potential energy. When it is here, it possesses potential energy. But when it is flying, it will have both potential energy plus kinetic energy. So when a bird is flying in the sky, it will possess both the energies.